416 is Mark Smith. On his outside, 208 is Steve Dawson, and 88, we just saw him in his banger, the European banger champion, now in the stock rods as well, that's Alan Speedy Reid. And if you want to know all about Speedy, there's a big feature coming up on him in the programme in a couple of weeks' time, so if he's your favourite man, keep behind the programmes and you can read all about him. Alongside of that, we see Terry Mays in 37, 26, Gary Goodswen, that's one been going well lately, and 89, Ian Green. 32 is Steve Rope, and 260 is Alan Gibbs. 207 completes the white grade, Paul South. Into the yellow grade, first away is Gary Robinson in 334, Joker John Finch in 304, Mick Copsey, good to see him back, got married last week, they do tell me. Quite why that stopped him racing from Sunday and Tuesday, I really don't know, but anyway, all the best to him and his lady wife. Was certainly one to watch here at Caister, it does go well. Mick Copsey in 309. On his outside, someone we haven't seen for a while as well, Roger Quantrill in 110. No funny hats tonight, Rog. Right, into the blue grade, and the first man up there is turning into quite a regular visitor these days, isn't it? Always nice to see him from Ashford, 357, Gary Thomas. On his outside, 300, we saw him in the last race, Rob Capon. 347 is Carl Nunn. Steve Broomfield on his outside in 352, and 268, Keith Wright. Right, then to the big names in this one. First away there, another very smart car, 204, Carl Pye. On the outside, we've got Tick Stewart's brother, who we saw in the last race. This is Andy Donut Stewart in 198. 600 from Bury St Edmunds, another one of our superstars is Rob Saw, and on his inside, English and national champion, winner of the first race of the night, 524, Melly Cooke. Right, if you're a newcomer to our racing and you think, well, old Cookie won that first one, didn't he? Wonder where he started. He started where he's starting this one, right at the back of the grid. See how he fares in this one. Quite a lot again to overcome. We'll see how it all works out as we hand over to Mr. Starter, race 3, over 20 laps of the course. So away they go then, race number 3 of the night, the second one for the stock rods. Let's hope we get through this one without any dramas like we had in the first. But it's a big field of cars out there, 23 of them. Oh, that's about right, so no problem, shouldn't be. But of course they do go round here around about 40-45 mile an hour average, which is fairly quick on a circuit such as this, and one false move and it can take the pack with them. Anyway, Mark Smith, the Yarmouth racer, he leads in 416, ahead of the man from March, 208, Steve Dawson. 26, Gary Goodswen is third in the Bury St Edmunds area, and 88, Alan Speedy Reid is fourth, with 89, Ian Green in fifth, and 260, Alan Gibbs in sixth. As far as Melly Cooke is concerned, in 524, he started right from the back of the grid, he's already in amongst the blue men, so making good progress. 89 and 88 having a good tussle on the back straight. 89 I think just about getting the better of that. You have to say for Speedy Reid, 88, for such an aggressive banger driver, he's adapted himself very, very well to stock rods. Never ever been in any trouble so far with the Stewart or other drivers. Keeps quite a nice tidy line. And while a win is apparently a long, long way away yet, it's all good practice for him, if that's the future direction his career is going to take. However, still Mark Smith in 416, 208 Steve Dawson, 26 Gary Goodswen, they're the top three. Bit of a moment there on the Case to Bend for 260 Alan Gibbs, went a bit sideways, but in the end all was well. And we've only lost 2 cars. 207 pulled out voluntarily early on, and now Keith Wright, the East Anglian champ, he has gone as well. So it's been a miserable year for Keith ever since he changed from the Escort. Really, he's never done anything with any of his starlets, and he's had a few, and this looks like another nil points from this one. Anyway, here comes Mark Smith, still leading the way. Steve Dawson, Gary Goodswen still in the hot pursuit. Mick Copsey, though, bursts through to 4th now in 3:09. He is the one who looks perhaps the most likely. Won a host of races here at Caister over the years. And no better way, of course, to celebrate the nuptials than a win, is it? Melly Cooke, meanwhile, 5.24, still continues to make progress. The mist comes down again on that Case to Bend. It's pretty much A-OK everywhere else, but it's somewhat murky. Anyway, here comes Smithy, still leading from Steve Dawson and Gary Goodswen. Mick Copsey, though, has closed right up on that top 3 now. The first 4 rounding the pits turn with very, very little between them. We've reached halfway, we're on lap 10, 10 to run. Into the Case to Bend they go again, and Mark Smith still there. There's the first 4 then, heading down the home straight. 89 Ian Green is 5th, 5.24 Melly Cooke is 6th. Oh, trouble on the home straight, 260 Alan Gibbs gives the fence. So 260 it is still mobile. We'll have a black cross, Mr. Starter, for 198 Andy Stewart for his part, as may or may not be in the incident with 260. Anyway, he will have a black cross. And Copsey's gone. Mick Copsey, 3:09, when he was on the verge of what looked like a possible win in this one. He goes out of contention, he pulls the car up and parks up in the infield. So now the chase really is for Melly Cooke. Can he catch the leading 3 that have been there since the off? They've had 14 laps, there's 5 next time, Mr. Starter. And Melly Cooke, 5.24, is slowly but surely closing in on them all. Into the Case to Bend then. 5.24 gets the better of 26, so he now goes 3rd. He normally takes a very wide line out of the Case to Bend, but with 260 parked in the fence here on the home straight, that's obviously going to alter his driving tactics just a little bit. Anyway, through the Case to Bend they come again. 416, 208, 524. 524, remember he started this right at the back of the grid. He's got past 208, now he goes 2nd. He's never found 416 all that easy to deal with. I wonder if he will this time. 416, Mark Smith, 524, Melly Cooke. Mark is going to have to keep it very, very tight on the bends. As it is, Cookie decides he's going to have a look at the outside. They roar down the outside. Cookie gets past, and he's on his way to what looks like win number 2 of the night. He really is going well tonight, isn't he? 416 relegated to 2nd, 208, 26. 357 and 352 beyond that. As Mel Cooke, English champ, goes into the Case to Bend. The last lap board is out for him. Mark Smith should hold on to 2nd, I think, in 416, and 208 Steve Dawson should get 3rd. So some good results for the white graders, but the man who's won it again right from the back of the grid, here he comes, win number 2 of the night, 524, Melly Cooke. Mark Smith, Steve Dawson, Gary Goodswen, Gary Thomas, Steve Broomfield, Ian Green and the Donut, and with that they're done. Red flag, Mr. Starter, please, to end race number 3. Right, well, right from the back of the grid again, so he's very much our in-form man, isn't he? Certainly going to look forward to the final, I should think, with a great deal of relish. 2nd lap of honour of the night, 524, Melly Cooke.